This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty. This is Rowena Dooley asking Sol citizens to report for duty.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk to our citizens and members of the community. I'm your host, Fastcart, and I'm joined today by JadeStarwatcher. You're on as a full co-host today, Jade.
Oh my gosh. I've worked so hard banning your jokes to get to this point.
Hey, I figured it's the last show of Women's History Month, so I throw you a bone.
Thank you. I like
you're that
them.
much closer to the glass ceiling.
Yeah, pretty soon I'm going to be breaking through it.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, today is March 28, 2024, at least in North and South America still. We're live today on Twitch and YouTube and maybe Facebook. But yes, if you want to join us, click the link below to join us in Discord to talk about what's going on this week in Star Citizen. But before we get to that, just want to say we have a special guest today, Starlight Grim. How are you?
Hey everyone, I'm well. Thanks for having me on. It's been a little while since I've been a guest.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. How have you been?
Yeah. I've been good. Life's been busy. Lots of family stuff and the holidays. So I kind of was out of content and streaming and all that stuff for a while, but starting to dip my foot back in. Obviously released some content the other day, so starting to get my head back on straight for Star Citizen stuff.
Look like you had your head straight on this whole time, but who might have said anything? But before we get to the reason why Grim is here, I'm going to try to. Typically, we talk about what's going on in during our week, but we don't have Grim for too long, so I'm just going to go do my thing. Then people will try to guess, and then we'll bring people in, and then we'll watch Grim's video. So yeah, I'm going to try to do my thing. So let me see. Here. Oh yes, this is what I want to do. So people will try to guess what this line is from. Death by Teacup. Why didn't I think of that? Death by Teacup. Why didn't I think of that? I'm going to drag people down. Arty-dotty. We like to party. We're joined by Fitzface and Cotton Face, along with I'm in Jade, obviously. So yes, Death by Teacup. Why didn't I think of that? No, it's not Kill Bill. You got anyone here had to guess?
Death by Teacup. Well, it's still Women's Month, so I'm trying to think. Sci-fi. Who said it?
Snow White.
Who do we know that had famously killed people with a key teacup?
With a teacup.
I mean, I have seen what's his name in Kill a Person with a Teacup.
There you go. It's Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh yeah.
But it's not
This-
the Women's Month though. Fastcart, how you're confusing me, man.
Kira is the one who said it.
Kira, yep.
Oh,
Sure.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Kira, Death by Teacup. Why didn't I think of that? That is Kira from the Chronicles of Riddick, 2004. So this is the
Gotcha.
20th anniversary of that movie.
Gotcha. Okay. I remember.
See,
And those
there's a
children with the spoon, too.
You see, there's a madness to my method.
Mm.
Moving on from
Gotcha.
that, I'm going to kill this ad that's coming up, and so we can get started. But yeah, we have a video from Grim. We're going to show like maybe about 9 or 10 minutes of it. We're going to go full screen. But Grim, you want to tell us anything about it before we get to it?
Well, sure. Well, first off, thanks for highlighting it. I appreciate it. It's been a while since I put out a shipyard episode, but essentially what these are, and this is my fourth one. I've done the Kraken, Endeavor, and Crucible before the Merchantman. The goal of them is one of the biggest issues I think with Star Citizen is some of the information is just spread, all out in different locations over a decade. And for a new person coming into the game, it's kind of hard to collate everything into one place. And that's sort of what the shipyard episodes are doing. I'm trying to pull together all the information I can find on a particular ship, like CIG information, pull it all into one place and just give a thorough breakdown of a ship so someone can be educated on if they want to spend real money on it or earn it in game or not buy it at all. So that's kind of the goal here.
Oh, thank you for that. And yes, like I said, the entire video is almost 20 minutes long, so we want to do a little bit less than half because I didn't want to spend too, Grim time is limited here. So here we go. Let's get to it. Gonna go full screen here.
Beloved by the Banu traders for generations, the Merchantman is a capital-sized marketplace ship. The original concept called for the ship to land on planets or to dock at stations, allowing the merchants to showcase their wares directly to potential buyers. The ship was also concepted with enough cargo space to be reliably utilized as a freighter for the Banu. The ship was envisioned to be used across generations and be continuously modified over time. The original concept imagery for the Merchantman was quite varied. Much of the concept imagery featured wildly different hull designs, with some sporting more aggressive looks than others. The biggest issue with this being that different backers liked different designs with no real consensus on the final look of the ship. That, combined with the metrics for the game changing, all but guaranteed a future reconcepting of this very important ship. Now, it's important to understand after seeing all this original concept work that when the Merchantman went through its concept redesign phase sometime in 2021, a number of design aspects around the ship changed. We'll get into those specifics later in the video, but the ship grew from its originally stated 160 meters to a new length of 232 meters long, best we can tell. This, along with pretty much an entire redesign of the exterior look and feel, the ship had to grow significantly, and one of the big reasons behind this was incorporating the Defender hangar. The overall silhouette remained, but that's about all that survived as CIG sought to bring the ship up to modern standards and metrics. Now let's take a look at the newly concepted Merchantman and take a look at its new specifications. Okay, let's get the Merchantman's currently known dimensions out of the way. With the best available information at the time of this recording, the ship comes in with an estimated beam of around 203 meters, an estimated height of around 80 meters, and an estimated length of 232 meters. These measurements are based off the most up-to-date holo model presented at last year's IAE event. These holo models are typically created to scale, and the scale of the Merchantman holo model squares pretty accurately with the above dimensions. It's important to remember, though, that this ship is currently paused in its white box phase and will most likely adjust throughout its development. This will be discussed a little later in the video. Because development on the Merchantman was paused when key team members left CIG, there is quite a bit we don't know about the ship's current specifications. At the time of this recording, the ship's computers, life support, power plant, and shield generator are unknown, but have most likely been scaled up from the original concept specs into being primarily capital components, especially for a ship this big. In addition, the merchantman's armor and crew requirements are also unknown at the time of this recording. However, based on recent progress with the resource management system, you can bet that this ship will require a minimum crew of at least 8 to run the turrets, engineering, piloting, and other roles needed for the ship to perform optimally. From an armament standpoint, the merchantman is no slouch. The ship is currently known to support 2 size 8 main guns located on the port and starboard nose of the ship, 1 dual size 7 man turret that extends out of the tower at the top of the ship, and lastly, the ship is known to have at least 4 point defense turrets at the time of this recording. It's very possible the ship will carry additional weaponry, including additional turrets and missiles that are unknown based off the ship's current white box state of development. We do know that the merchantman is currently shown to have 3 capital main thrusters, 2 main VTOL thrusters, 2 retro thrusters, and an unknown amount of maneuvering thrusters. In the Talking Ship CitizenCon 2951 video, John Cruz states the merchantman's internal cargo capacity sits somewhere close to 2,880 SCU, which makes sense with the ship being classed as a freighter. Now let's peel back the hull and take a look inside the merchantman so that we can get a better understanding of the ship's internal layout. Starting from the nose of the ship, you can see where the dual size 8 main guns are stored internally before they are deployed. Moving back a little bit, you can see the position of the front main landing gear. Right above the landing gear housing, you can see a small storage area. Below that, you will see a large docking collar that enables the ship to dock with other ships and space stations. Located below that docking collar is the cargo control room. This room looks out over the cargo area and will allow for the manipulation of the 32 SCU cargo boxes by the cargo operator. Below the cargo control room, you can see the forward large VTOL thruster. Adjacent to the cargo control room, you have the primary cargo bay. This room comes complete with enough storage for 2,880 SCU of cargo, as well as a Xeon-powered anti-grav elevator capable of taking cargo or even a vehicle up to the cargo bay. Directly above the primary cargo bay, you have the hangar. This is a pretty sizable hangar configuration in order to support the Banu Defender. But naturally, based off the Defender's landed configuration, you can be sure that quite a few different ships should fit comfortably within it. Moving behind the hangar and the primary cargo bay, we start to get into the heart of the ship. To better understand the internal access to both crew and visitors, we will start on the bottom and work our way up. Visiting customers will first be greeted by the public marketplace entrance. This grand walkway that takes you inside the ship also transforms during flight and can act as a fuel scoop via Xeon technology. Moving up the public entrance, you are taken to the main public elevator. Taking this elevator up 1 level will take you to the first of 2 public marketplaces supporting up to 4 storefronts. Moving up another level, and customers will be taken to the second of those marketplaces, and that features another 4 storefronts, for a grand total of 8 storefronts within the ship. Moving up 1 more level, and customers will get access to guest rooms which support extended stays aboard the ship, as well as a large conference room to facilitate complex trade negotiations. One interesting feature of this conference room is an observation window that looks out over the primary cargo bay. To venture further throughout the ship, you will need crew access, which takes us back down to the crew entrance and crew elevator. Taking the crew elevator up, we get access to engineering, a large area that looks to encompass multiple decks and occupies a sizable portion in the rear of the ship. Moving up from engineering, we get access to the sanctuary. This crew-only space acts as a place of rest and reflectance for the Banu. Walking forward, we come to a common area that supports the mess hall, crew habs, and medical areas. From this level, we can take the staircases up to the bridge and computer access for the ship. Moving up another flight of stairs, located behind the bridge, is access to the large turret that deploys through the top tower cowling. Now remember, this configuration can and possibly will change once the ship re-enters active development. But this gives us a good idea of how CIG sees the internal layout and flow of the merchantman. One of the defining features of the ship is its split access depending on if you're a visiting customer or a crew member. Let's talk a bit more about these marketplaces and what the vision is for this type of gameplay. Now that we have taken a look at the Merchantman's original concept development material and a brief look at its recently reconcepted specs,
Sorry, forgot to unmute. Yeah, we're back. So yes, that was the first 10 minutes or so of the show of the video. Sorry. So yes, it was joined by Zirin. So welcome to Zirin and help everybody else who joined us in chat. So yes,
Greetings.
a couple of things that stood out to me was I'm glad I'm glad you did this, Graham. It's been a while since I've seen a decent update for like everything that we know about the BMM so far. But you know, so did people choose this as the next ship and from the previous video, or did you do this? Or did you decide to do this on your own?
I had some requests for this one, and one of the primary reasons I decided to do it was because I do own the ship, but I also CIG has updated us a few times on it. Most recently at the 2023 CitizenCon presentation, they took a moment to talk about this. Now I do think they were framing that discussion in the scheme of their staffing changes, which they had a reduction and then they added a bunch more ship team members in the last 16 months. But it just felt like it was top of mind, so I thought, well, why not cover the merchantman and go ahead and get it out of the way, and then if and when CIG puts it back in production, hopefully that's sooner rather than later, then I can maybe do an update on it and stuff, because I do think this ship will take a few steps backwards in its pipeline, actually.
Yes, and I had one more question before we get to the rest of the cast. I know I'm doing it backwards, but please forgive me. I don't have Grim here that often, so forgive me, guys. But yeah, you mentioned the 2021 reconcept, redevelopment, however you want to phrase it. But some people may not be aware there was one from 2017. I'm putting on the screen right now. This is from when the Value Defender Q&A. So this concept image from right here, it definitely doesn't match the old concept image. It's definitely newer. I'm gonna blow it up and give everyone a better view. Now, okay, that's a bit too big, but but this is from 2017. You can see how big it is. This caused a massive, not controversy, but discussion among the community, because we were wondering how big is this ship now? Because I think it was 160 before or 100 before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
160.
It almost looks bigger than a javelin from this angle.
That's what I'm going to get to, because I don't know if people can see this right here, but they got people standing about around the thing, so they're trying to like it gives you a false sense of scale as to how big. Okay, you got people over there, right? So people were taking this and saying, okay, based on the size of the people, this thing is going to be Idris size. This thing is going to be Javelin size. And Jared had to get on the horn. I think it was one of the Star Citizen Live and say, people, that's just a concept image. It is not going to be Idris size. It's not going to be. So he had to scale back expectations back then. So
Well, one of the best ways to tell ship scales currently, and CIG's been doing this pretty consistently since about 2018, is that the hollow models that they put inside the event halls during the IAE and Invictus events, when they have the hollow tables inside the expo centers, those hollow models in the game files are to scale. Now, obviously, we're seeing them shrunk down in game in a hollow table, but the actual game file is to scale, and according to the last metric, and if you measure the Defender, it puts the Merchantman somewhere around 232 meters long with a current beam of like 203 meters. So it's a big ship. It's just a little shorter than an Idris.
okay.
Yeah, but you when you think of it as a ship that can carry a Defender, it carries 2,800 SCU of cargo and has up to 5 decks in it. It starts to make sense why it's that big.
Thank you for that. I can talk more about this forever, but I'm gonna let other people have a chance. So yes, anyone have a question real quick?
Yeah, I'll throw my hat in. I again, thank you for this. My question, I asked this about a couple days ago to a couple other people. But to you, Grim, what do you think? Because I know they haven't come back to this. What do you think the synergy will be between the Banu Merchantman and the Banu Defender?
Yeah, I mean, I was originally hoping there'd be some sort of interconnected ship-to-ship docking mechanism, a la the Merlin and the Connie, some sort of thing like that. But I think CIG is trying to just get their ships in a place where not each one of them is using some bespoke piece of tech, and that essentially means this synergy is going to be a hangar. Now, the fun thing there will be that this is a pretty unique hangar because the Banu Defenders is a wide stance ship in its landing state, and so it really doesn't fit in a lot of ships. But I think it's going to fit nicely here, so I think they'll go well together. They're going to have a lot of design elements to them that make them feel very they're going to shake hands from just a design standpoint, but I think it'll mostly just be that it'll be a design stuff and the fact that it can fit and sit, you know what I mean. I originally I was hoping the Defender would form like a big turret on it or something, but that probably won't be the case. I
Mm.
do think this ship though will, when it gets a new design team on it, and kind of going back to what you were talking about Fastcart earlier with that other concept image, I do think the new design team will probably take a few design steps backwards to get their own footing and then proceed forward, and that could mean that we see some exterior changes, possibly interior changes. It could mean we see a tweak to how the Defender plays with the Merchantman, although I doubt it. So, the sky's the limit with the ship now. I don't think they're going to want to start over from zero, though. You know what I mean? I think they're just going to reassess it.
Yeah. Anyone
Okay.
else? Or Pops?
Yeah, I do. Well, the Banu to me, it has a marketplace. It's cargo, but you mentioned a feature that I had actually forgotten about. That it has, I forget you said it has 5 rooms in it that people can board and stay on.
Yeah,
Was that
it does
correct?
have guest tabs for
Guest
people.
tabs. Okay.
Yeah, for actual customers. That was something CIG mentioned in, I think 2022 was when they
Mm.
talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now my question. So I guess it's in your opinion, or if you can elaborate on, is it going to take on a partial role like the Genesis? Is that what that area is for? Like it's going to be taking uh VIPs along
Yeah.
its routes?
Here's what I think about that. I think the ship is primarily going to fall in the freighter and marketplace, gameplay loops. That's going to be what it plays to, and I do think it'll be a very capable freighter. I think that if you get in there and do measurements of the ship, because the ship is tall, and you can kind of see that in the video playing here. It's got like 5 decks to it, but the ship is also really wide. And I'm not talking about its wingspan, but its actual like internal, like the actual fuselage. The center area there. It's actually
Mhm.
really wide, and they have plenty of room to build out those guest tabs into something more than just a bunk and a closet.
Mhm.
So I think the ship really could play some sort of, you know, passenger transport luxury ship. I think a lot of players are going to look at it that way. It just depends
Mm.
on what CIG
Mm.
does for those accommodations. But when you factor in the fact that the ship has a sanctuary, it has a rather large like mess hall when compared to other ships, and a lot of other communal rooms. It has, for example, the conference room, the marketplaces and stuff. It has places for people to congregate. I think it would be a missed opportunity if CIG put this out there and really didn't kind of lean into the guest accommodations.
If I may jump in real quick, I just want to. I paused the video when you're highlighting the conference room. This was back in the 2013, 2014 concept discussion. The conference room is going to overlook the hangar bay, as Grim said in the video, but it's also a place for business transactions, business deals to go on. So if you have people you want to like sell or buy, especially in huge quantities, you go to the conference room where it's supposed to hopefully will be private and talk business. That was what CIG had in mind back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it looks down over the cargo bay, and the cargo bay.
Right.
Hopefully they'll do something really cool there. I think it would be really nice to see. Even screens maybe you could interact with to do like escrow changes between for cargo and money. I think they could lean into that in a really interesting way. I mean, the ship carries a lot of cargo. I mean, it carries more than like half of a whole sea, so it's no slouch when it comes to like just moving freight. So
about that real
yeah.
quick. So you done a wonderful job, beautiful work on the model in this video. When you see the interior of it, does it seem like it can hold that many, or do you think they have to tweak it some more?
Yeah, I think they've got plenty of room, and I actually think this ship is going to be a lot like the Kraken, in that it has room that they don't even know what they're going to do with yet. Paul Jones, and I've spoken to Paul a few times, just privately, but Paul's even said that some of these ships, the cross-section cutaways, don't show some of the space there that CIG wants to do something with. And specifically when he said that, we were talking about the Kraken, but I think the Merchantman easily falls into that category as well. We're not, we're seeing that cross section vertically, but we're not seeing the width of that fuselage, and there's a lot of room to play around with in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, and if you go back and watch some of the previous videos, one of the things that's not in that cross section that CIG did say the Merchantman had was a brig. So the ship has other features that we just don't really know about yet, or don't see in the cross section, and that's probably because those rooms are in areas that are on the x-axis of the ship, meaning they're probably cut off from the cross section. So the ship's going to have a brig. It's going to have a huge medical suite. It's going to have a lot to offer.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I've also asked about the vehicle. I asked Jake, and Jake kind of eluded. Obviously, he couldn't go into anything any further. But I was hoping that they make a land vehicle specifically, just like the Defender, for this ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be cool. And with this ship having such a large elevator from the cargo bay, I mean, you can see it right there with a Cyclone on it. They'd have plenty of room to put even a large ground vehicle on there. Again, much like the Kraken has a massive ground elevator as well that's capable of carrying like 2 Novas or 3 Novas at one time. It's a huge elevator. So, they could easily do that for this ship.
So how long did it take you to do this video?
Well, it took probably, I'm balancing a lot of other life stuff, so I really only got to work on it about an hour each night. But I would say it took about, probably about 3 weeks, just getting all the stuff in place, rendering out stuff, recording my vocals, and just kind of editing. If I had like my normal amount of time to put together an episode, they take about a week and a half to 2 weeks to put together.
Okay. So it's not like it's not like you put more love into this, but go ahead.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that is honestly like research and writing it out and figuring out what to talk about, because these videos try not to be like a sales video for it. I'm not, and I don't really give my opinions on the ship in it. You'll notice I don't go, "This is a fantastic ship, you need to buy it."
It was a great deal when it was $250.
Yeah. I really tell you the stuff that I think, or that all the ship offers, and then if there's any issues I see with the ship, I have an issues section at the end that I always go through with each ship, and even my favorite ship, the Kraken, which was the first episode of this series, I did the potential issues for it. And I'm sure those are things CIG's thinking about. But I try to be unbiased with these episodes because they are supposed to be a little bit like, they're supposed to be something you can watch if you're trying to decide whether or not to buy a ship instead of
Right.
a video that just gets you super
Yeah.
excited. But maybe it does
More.
get people excited. So
Yeah,
No,
quick
they,
info.
they do.
Oh,
If
real
I
quick,
may,
Fist, I just want to say that Pop, you look at that. This is the conference room that they did in the 2021 update. This oversees the cargo bay that we were talking about. So yeah, this is like where you wheel and deal and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
between Fist, Pop's been Fist. You want to say something?
No, yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, son. You go first.
I just was gonna say the video is more informational, not to be confused with an infomercial, you know.
exactly.
But yeah, definitely I appreciate it.
No,
Yeah, I
and
mean, one thing I'll say about that real quick. Sorry, Pops, is that I do some renders, like I rendered out shots of the merchantman like flying through space and flying through a space station and stuff, and that kind of goes back to the Star Jump ethos with like Star Jump Fleet Viewer and stuff, which is that we try to do stuff from a visual perspective that allows people to celebrate these things and get excited about these things that they've purchased but they don't have yet. So we try to do the visuals for that, to get you interested, but again, they're not really to like sell you on it. So
here's an issue that I see right here: the duck bill. The duck bill issue. The FOV change. Yeah, I get what it happened, but yeah.
Just put some lipstick there. And it'll be
People did.
Yeah. But I just want to say thank you. And this is well, yeah, I am asking. I'm just going to tell you, I'm asking. I can't wait till you do one on the Endeavor and give us a tour.
Well, he did do one on the Endeavor, but not like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one on the Endeavor. You definitely watch it. It was my second episode. It's also the longest episode and it has the most visuals created for one of these, like unique visuals. So, yeah, if you're and so the funny thing is that the views for the videos have significantly fallen. So, the Kraken was like 90,000 views, the Endeavor was like 60,000, the Crucible was 30,000. So they just kept get cut in half, and I think the YouTube algorithms just work against me, but yeah, go to our YouTube channel and you'll find the Endeavor episode there. A lot of people really like the Endeavor episode. So.
I must have missed that one. Okay, I have to go back.
Yeah. You probably saw it and just forgot it. It's been a while.
Yeah, I may have.
It's been a while.
And you can always name your new puppy after Fastcart.
There you go.
That's how I feel about that, but okay. So yes, thank you very much, Graham. And like I said, amazing work, beautiful job on the rendering. Looking forward to seeing more. And I'm looking forward to seeing the ship. And that's a good place to pause on it. But yeah.
Yeah, so I appreciate you highlighting it.
No problem, man. Yeah, I had to. you talked about the merchantman. I'm gonna highlight it most likely. And I appreciate the shout out you gave to me when it went live. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anytime. Thanks for letting me be on and talk about it. It was a fun ship to cover, and I'm already working on the next episode. So I think, like I said, if you haven't seen the upper episodes, go watch it. I do think the shipyard episodes, I do try to do some really deep research, and generally, if you watch one of them, you'll probably learn something about a ship that you didn't already know. The Endeavor one's definitely got a few secrets that I think people didn't realize about the ship. So go give it a watch.
Thank you for that. So I know we can't keep you. You said you had to go.
Yeah, I've got to run. I've got some work stuff popping up, but I appreciate you having me. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you for coming
Take care.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, people, you want to go to Grim channel. Jade already put a video link in the chat. Go to that. You can also follow him on Twitter, Stardom.Graham, Stardom_Graham. So yeah, thank you, Graham. Appreciate it.
Cool. Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Take care.
All right, so up next we had that was excellent. Well, that was the last minute thing. Not trying to get into too much of the behind the scenes stuff, but that was the last minute thing. I was like, you know what? I'm going to show this video today. I wonder if Grim is available. He was nice enough to just pop and say, yeah, I have some time. So yeah, that's how we put the community content at the head of the show instead of the end of the show. So when you get to the end, that's what happened. All right, so up next we have the sneak peek. I'm gonna go full screen on this one real quick. And the sneak peek said, "Clever girl." So yes, I don't. What do y'all think?
I know what it
Doesn't
is.
look
We
like
know-
it has scales
only
or claws.
Yeah, the only thing that line that I know of is from Jurassic Park when he's referring to the raptor. Remember when he almost
Yeah.
gets killed and the raptor comes up behind him and sticks
Right.
and he says,
Well,
"Clever
sounds
girl."
like you know why though, Pops? Because that's the name of the bike.
Oh, that's what. Okay, this is a bike.
I can't tell.
Okay. I can't tell either.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about CIG doing all these shadow works and the recent stuff, like with that first voyage with the cat, the tiger thing, and now this, and they seem to be incorporating shadows more, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I cannot figure this being a bike, but I mean, hey, clever shot if it is a bike.
It could be, for all we know, it could be a handlebar. We don't know.
Okay.
So Jade, you said you know what this is?
Oh yeah, the cursed handlebar.
Yeah, I think Fist already said it. I think it's a definitely a vehicle. I think it's either a bike or if you turn it perpendicular, it's a tire.
Oh, okay. I see it now. Okay. CIG, stop doing that, man. Yeah, you turn your head to. Okay, I'm gonna look
If
show
you turn it
people what I'm looking.
perpendicular, it could
All right,
possibly be a rover tire.
Oh, here. So
Look at the colors too. Orange.
So
and
if I
black.
turn my head
Isn't
this
that
way, well,
usual Argo?
The only
Yeah, but
reason
turn my
why
head this
I
way,
say no
I can
to
see
a
the wheel.
tire, though, the only reason why it's a good observation, but the only reason why I say no to a tire is because they're indicating when you look at the bottom, when you look at the where the light is emitting from the smoke, it's almost like as if that's a thruster or something.
Yeah,
That's the only thing
I
as I'm
agree.
thinking.
I agree. That's why I went with what you said. At first, I thought it was like a rover, but then when you said bike, I was totally seeing the thruster thing.
And welcome, Raider. Thank you, Yo-Yo Meg, for the raid. How's everybody doing? We talk about the sneak peek from last Friday. Unfortunately, you just missed Startup Grum. We talked about his Manny Merchant video, but you can check that out on Startup Grum's page. But yes, this is the sneak peek from last Friday, and the subtitle was "Clever Girl." So we were thinking maybe it's named the Raptor or some kind of I don't know. Yeah, some kind of thing. But people are saying this is either a tire or one of the thrusters. That about does it?
I don't know if that looks like a tire to me.
I mean, if you turn your head to the side, it does. I can see it.
No, yeah, I'm saying that, but I don't see any tread. I mean, I guess it could.
Blow it up, Fastcart. Blow it up. I can see the tread thing.
I can see the tread. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, you can see the tread.
Oh, okay. Now I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, CIG is really dialing into the shadows right now, and it's making it hard to examine some of these videos, some of these screenshots that they're putting out these days.
So the part that has the emissive part to it is a fender. I guess that would be a fender.
A headlight. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
headlight too.
That's a weird headlight, but it could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see CIG giving us the wrong perspective on their CP, but maybe there's something something
wait
new.
a minute. Hold on, Fastcart. Okay, there, headlight. Okay, hold on. Blow it back up.
Which one?
It
The
might
headlight?
be a tire. blow it back up. We're looking
Oh,
at it
you're
from the
tired to fold
upside
down?
down angle. We're looking at it from the upside down angle, right?
Down
Look at it
angle.
as if you're looking at it straight up, like your view,
Like where the
our view is
ground,
from where the ground.
where the
Exactly.
ground.
Exactly. And that
Mm.
right there is a light shining down on the ground.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm.
And if
So
you
which
look
end
at
is
the
which end do you assume is the front? Left
well,
or
I'm
right?
gonna
I would
say,
say right. Go
well,
right. Because there's
yeah.
no
Right?
body to the left. Go right. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Because
say
it looks like as if
the side that the headlight is on is towards the front, but that's me. I'm not
You
sure.
think so? But there's a wider. Well, I don't know. Okay.
I don't
It
know.
looks like there's something that's
yeah.
wider
So
towards
what
that
you're saying
end.
is, fish, because of the perspective, what you're saying that this bike or vehicle is basically using it as a speed bump.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
You said it. I didn't say that.
That's what he's saying. That's what you're saying, though. This is we're
Chad, don't believe
and we're
him.
getting run over.
Don't believe him. Stop.
All right, so yeah, that is the sneak peek from last Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing more. If it's a real vehicle, I'll be interested. But yeah, I just have to see. And that is the Clever Girl at this day. Up next, we have last week's SCL Star Citizen Live Character Customizer with Jared Huckabee, Andreas, and a few other people from CIG. So yes, any comments? Anyone watch it?
Yes.
Man, I did.
It
Watch
was.
I forgot what it was.
Yeah, we
about.
did. You know what, Fastcart? I rejog my brain. We did watch it
Yeah.
together.
What was it on?
But
Oh.
it was on the character customizer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think they said some of the hairstyles they didn't put them in right now. Obviously they will. For probably I think they said because of performance issues or other things like that. And I think it was primarily because I'm guessing again. This is not me saying verbatim because I did watch it, but I think that this is what they said. Because African American hair is very dense. So they have to try to probably figure out a way on how to make it, as good in quality and keep it, that form of being dense, but at the same time trying not to be at a cost on your GPU and on your CPU.
I was gonna say,
all that stuff.
if you want to make it
Yeah.
real life African American hair, that's gonna crash people's PC.
It is dense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I watched this last week. I didn't watch it live, but I caught it on the VOD on the YouTube afterwards, and then I watched the Nubifiers video today to refresh my memory, and that's I recommend it if you get forgotten, need to refresh your memory, go to Nubifiers or just take note during the show and save a file and so you can get back to refresh your memory. But yeah, some of the things that I mentioned was they're probably going to have like 60 heads, and that's a lot of heads.
Oh God. Oh. Okay.
The more, the better.
No. Jesus.
I agree, Jade. The more the better.
Yeah,
Oh
Jesus.
definitely
God.
the more the better.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Anyway,
She didn't get it. She didn't get it.
No, seriously. Can I use the
Anyway.
ban if I'm a co-host? Is that against the rules?
Do what? If you do what?
If I use the joke ban?
No, the
Can I
code.
do
No,
that?
Kaladi do it all the time. So yeah, you're fine.
Okay, all right. He set the precedent.
Exactly.
Now, I was just gonna say, I hope that they can some way use the character creator in game is have some gameplay around it. Maybe if for costume parties on 890 jump, kind of add that in there to that.
Yeah, they said that they want to, but it won't be in 323 because they want to add it. So we got Barber Substance Salon, but for now in 323 when it comes out, we can only adjust it in the main menu.
Yeah, I hope that they're also have maybe when they can bring it in game, have some type used for espionage or change your, use for disguises and that.
Oh yeah. Any other thoughts? Anyone else remember anything?
Yeah, I think that we've buried the lead on this one. They talked about different sizes, or like different body types. Let's put it that
Right.
way, right? And that's something a lot of people in the community have asked about for years. And I remember this. I remember a lot of people would say, "Oh, they're never going to do that because of reasons, because of clipping, because of this." And the fact that they mentioned it's something they're actively interested in doing and looking at for the future. I think that's big. I think it's great that people can represent themselves however they want, and just having a more diversity of shapes and sizes, as long as they fit in the seats and everything, I'm good with it.
Yeah, just like Jade said, that's gonna be real big. We'll let that see how big when it comes in the game, right, folks?
I didn't do that joke band, did I?
Nope. But one thing they said about the different sizes, one of the drawbacks is like it has the FPS advantage. If you have people who are trying to be FPS competitive, they'll probably take a smaller size or a thinner size just to be more competitive. And I've seen that. I don't want to say a lot, but I've seen that in other MMOs where people decide the character size based on how they want to do it in FPS and other advantages. So they want to try to mitigate that. That's one of the things that they have against them and making different sizes.
Everything
Yeah.
got to be balanced against combat. Forget it being
Right.
space Second Life, right? It's
Right.
can they shoot you? That's the first thing people
how
think of.
easy they can shoot you.
How easy can I shoot you? Oh, you're bigger? You got a bigger hitbox. No, come
Exactly.
on.
Yeah, I mean, and I was fine with it. Them having just one side for females, another side for male, and because I mean, as long as they manage expectations and people know the stuff going into the game, it's not really immersive. It's not really realities, real life, but for gameplay wise and make things easier to fit into the cockpit, fit into the seat, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Make sure that your animation works right. I'll be fine with just one side for
I won't.
for the genders.
I won't. No, I won't. Not at all. They talk about representation, and there's all sizes of both genders, right? And there's a lot of overlap.
So would you be
So
okay
for me,
if you have a different size and the animation don't quite work right?
I mean, look, I wear a top called the good enough top that the bra clips through side of it. Nobody's, and I put in an IC report and it never got confirmed. So like, do people really care that much about clipping? I know Chris Roberts does, and I'm good with that, right?
Right.
All respect to Chris Roberts. But at the same time, there's also people that want to play as aliens, right? If you want to
That's
play as a
true.
Banu, you're going to be taller. You're going to be taller than a human. So if you can
Or you
make
could
a
just be a short
Banu
Banu.
fit in
That'd
a
be
ship,
fine too, in my opinion. But yeah.
if you can make a Banu fit in a ship, I'm sorry, if you can make a guy fit in a ship, you can make a tall woman fit in a ship, right?
Right.
Or a shorter dude fit in a ship, right? So to me, no, I want CIG to keep pushing the boundaries of what they can do so that we have more choices, because more choices is always better. What is it? Infinite diversity in infinite ways? That's what I want.
Now,
Alright.
with that being said, though, if you have like a taller person, then your hitbox is going to be bigger too.
Yeah, that's what
So
we're
we
talking
do have
about
to look
before.
at
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
mean, Chris Roberts always said this is a game of choices, right? And you do get to
Yeah.
choose the character. For people that are just all just FPS focused, I can see them wanting to like do the meta, but at the same time, like this game was also sold as Space Second Life, right? And so why not? Like, if you want to be tall, or you want to be heavier and have a higher hitbox, and you make that choice, then okay, then you just have to deal with the choice that you made, I guess. If you want
Mm.
to do those things, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a controversial take. I'm sorry.
Oh, not
Well,
really. I
my
mean,
thing is,
we're
I
just
mean,
having a
I'm not
discussion.
saying it. It's a good point. I'm just saying though that like then now you got to start thinking about character attributes. Now you start going into a medieval MMO, or D&D MMO. So now you have to start looking at, okay, agility. Now you got to start looking at precision. Now you got to start looking at, what giving all your characters these traits.
Yeah, we are getting skills, right? So it kind of goes a little bit into that.
Yeah, agility and strength and stuff like that. We're getting those.
I'm just gonna say, if they do it, then personally, I'm making my character as small and as skinny as possible, because guess what? I'm gonna be leaping all over the place.
So this is basically going to be the Yoda of our Star Citizen. Got it. All right, so yeah, that is Star Citizen Live. Character customizer Q&A. So check that out if you missed it, and also check out the Numberfire somewhere too. So we did show this last week. I'm going to show it again because this is relevant to this week. Something came out today. This is only 5 seconds, so take a look. I'm not going to blow it up or anything. This is from last week, or 2 weeks ago, when they introduced the it's not playing. Great, Twitter, great. Let me reload. Wow, it's not working at all? Okay, I don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, evidently it doesn't want to show. But anyway, they showed us the cat that was in the cave. Hopefully the next link will work, but we'll see. But this came out today, 3 hours ago, and it said watch it back and out for 323. So please play. There you go. That's all there's, 14 seconds, but I love the audio. So yeah, what do other people think? They're doubling down on the animal thing. Go ahead.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I saw something at 323 and I can't wait.
Anyone else?
Yeah, it just made me think
Quote
of what
someone,
they
I believe a
use.
poet, here be monsters.
No, they're not monsters. They're animals.
Well, I'm just saying, other than humans, be very wary what might go bump in the night or in caves.
Yeah.
I
want pets, or let's put it this way. I don't want
this as a pet.
No, I don't
I
want
do.
those as a pet either. But I
do.
do, for all the ferocious stuff that they put in the game, like put some cute stuff in too. Don't just make it farm animals and predators.
Pops, you were saying something?
Yeah, Pops, go ahead.
Oh, it just made me wonder what they used to make the sounds of the animals.
Yeah, I'm going to play the sound one more time. Yeah, they got some good audio in that thing. I like it.
Yeah. Part of it sounded like they used maybe a cat, and just like that part sounded like a cat to me, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take a lot of things. You and Fist probably know this, Pops, but you can take like a lot of animals, and if you just pitch shift them, they have a totally different sound.
Yeah, we bought a microphone that's able to do a lot of sounds that we're going to be using. So yeah, they have a lot of choices and a lot of that's one thing I really enjoy. I mean, people talk about the old analog days and stuff like that, but I enjoy the digital age, because every time you turn around, there is somebody that has invented a new plugin with all types of features, and how it can morph the sounds, and so I really dig the new age, and I just always wonder why the old engineers like, oh, the sound is too clean. I'm like, what? I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I ever heard of when I heard a lot
people
of
used to say it. I remember that argument too back in the day.
You can always run it through isotope trash or isotope vinyl.
Not back then. Not back then. You're talking about when it first came out. Yeah.
I do want to make one more comment about this before we move on, whenever that is. Notice we have an aerial and we have a boreal creature on the ground and in the air. We're missing aquatic now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Remember that in the monthly reports, they were working on aquatic stuff. So, at some point, there'll be things in the water that aren't going to be friendly either. So, better have a harpoon gun or something.
Zara, just remember that when that tentacle reaches up out the water and drags you into the ocean.
No comments about tentacles.
This is why this is why I have Volt weapons on the back of my spacesuit. This is exactly why.
So my quick question is: do you think that this land animal that they show is that? I paused at the wrong moment. Is that the same animal that showed from previous time, or is that different? Because I don't remember that horn.
Yeah, it is.
It is the same animal.
It's called a copian. Yes.
Copian.
Copian.
As in copium.
K-O-P-I. Yeah. Copium. Not copium. But yeah, no, it's yeah.
It is the same animal. Okay.
And there's something about that horn. You know, I could give away a lot, but because I'm an Evocati, I don't want to spoil it for people. I want people to discover it themselves. But
yeah, don't get me going about horns, Jade.
Exactly.
No one wants that.
Right.
Welcome, anyway. Real quick though, to say before we get off of this topic, I really would like to see Circle of Life with fauna. Because I just don't want them to just, attack us. I want to see them attacking other, creatures, other going out and hunting other creatures, prey or whatever that is, and stuff like that, to really see AI come to life, for me.
Yeah. I agree with you, Captain. Serious Fun, were you just saying that?
Well, good evening and
good evening.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who was saying that? They had
that was Fist.
Fist, you got a very dang good part, man. I mean, what we have here, we have a predator and we have a possible prey animal because
I don't know that's a prey animal.
Possibly, or we have two predators. We have. Well, I'm just saying we don't know what is this bird feed on.
Yeah.
Cap, welcome to the show. You were going to say something?
No, I put it in the chat. You call it copian, I call it nopian.
Nopian, yeah.
I'm out.
Nope.
Come on, man! Y'all got to be some brave souls. Come on, we gotta get this monster.
No, I'd rather be a live soul than a brave soul. I don't know about y'all. I'll be behind you. You can go first.
We gotta go out there with some tranquilizer darts. Let's go.
It may not work.
Just go with a medic. Go with a medic that can revive you.
I mean,
what happened if the medic get eaten?
Jay made it clear in the chat they don't roll solo either. So you see one, you probably seeing 16, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm just gonna go by what I know is the experience in the last Evocati patch that we tested. They don't seem to be alone. That's all I'm gonna say.
And with that, I think we're gonna move on to the next topic. But yeah, hopefully they'll put out more of these in the future as 323 gets closer. We're looking forward to it. So up next we have Overdrive Initiative. This is week 2, mission 2. Overdrive Initiative priority target. Well done, recruit. The CDF is now tasked with hunting down high-ranking Xeno threat members and recovering their digital keys so we can uncover more about their plan. Open your mobile glass and accept the Overdrive Initiative priority target mission to get started. So, I don't know. Are people doing these week, or you participated last week and just gave up?
I did it. I finished stage 1 and stage 2, and just waiting for the next phase.
Now, if you
3 parts, it seemed easier than the last one.
Yeah, the second one's definitely a lot easier than the first.
Yeah.
If you participated this week but did not participate last week, can you still get stage 1?
think so, but I'm not sure.
If you don't know, just say you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm not sure. I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
tried to, I can't because I already did one.
You already did
into-
one, but yeah. So if anyone knows in
Yeah.
chat, let us know because I'm curious about that. So if people, well, Carson says yes, y'all, and what Rattleland said yes. All stages will be around for the entire time. Okay, thank y'all. Yeah, you can still do stage 1 if you haven't done stage 2. You can do both stages now, so that's pretty good.
That is good.
So I just said doing it now on my old account. Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks everybody. So yeah, in fact, they have this in addition to the fact, Nico from CIE said ongoing higher target. I believe it's the same thing that we just read. Bounty hunt 3 targets and get the description key. Open the movie glass and open Overdrive Initiative part of the target mission to get started. So yeah, they added it to the fact. So people seem to be having fun. With everybody like, they say how many? There's 4 of them. How many parts? Anyone know? Missions? We don't know.
I don't.
okay.
I don't know for a fact.
For some reason, I'm thinking about 4, but I'm not sure if I made that up or I read it someplace. I thought 6 parts. Okay, call it just 6 parts. Thank you for that. All right. So yeah, that is our Overdrive, and we'll continue to update people as the week goes on. Up next, we have This Week in Star Citizen. We talk about the Overdrive Initiative. Tuesday, we got the Galactapedia. I'm going to cover that in a moment. Thursday, got the ISC. Cover that at the end of the show. Saturday kicked off the year System 7 with its first 2 races presented by Atmo Esports. Be sure to follow their channel. You can click the link if you choose to, so you don't miss all the action. And there is no Star Citizen Live tomorrow because due to a company holiday. So they'll be back next week. And you're going to find the on-site newsletter in your inbox with to have the sneak peek and everything like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and just shouting out Atmo Esports and people who, if you're into racing or even if you're not, but you like watching it, definitely watch System 7. Pick a team that you want to follow through the whole year because it's not just one race; it's a whole series of races, and it's fun to follow a team through it because there are times when they might be on top, other races where they sink to the bottom. It's a different experience than just like watching something like the Daymar Rally.
Thank you for that. Yes, they have the top images from the community hub. Don't forget to submit your content to the community hub for the chance to see it here. So this is the Mark II, the F7C, I believe. Oh, well, the Mark II, one of the Hornets, but yeah. And they got the Sulin. That's a great shot. You know what moon or planet that is, Jade, or anyone?
Yeah, that looks a hell of a lot like Lyria, but being that no, that's a color image. That's Lyria.
That's Lyria. Okay.
That's Lyria.
Thank you for that. And that's a great shot. This is someone racing. I believe that's the M50.
Oh, my man.
Nice.
Oh, him. Oh, Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph. We talking to him the other day. Okay.
Yeah. That's Ralph
What?
2142.
You know the person who submitted this?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He's French. He's
It's Ralph
French.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's French.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's been helping me out. He did this render in UE in Unreal.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's Unreal Engine.
Oh, that's Unreal
the
Engine.
building is.
Yes.
That building is.
Mhm. You'll see it.
Part of a pack from
Brushify.
Brushify. Yeah.
Oh, it's not coming up, unfortunately. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And then
he's
they got the
really
last
good.
image, number 4, heading into there's Nebula. I want to say, well, I guess that's a jump point in the middle over there. Yeah. Pretty good shots. And then we scrolled up to get to the MVP for this week. They are March 25th. Crochet Pico. Crochet
Okay.
Pico. Crochet Pico.
Crochet.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Crochet.
croquet.
Croquet?
Croquet. Yes.
That word. What more can we say? It's so cute. Check out the Field Gallery from Community Hub. And speaking of the Community Hub, they did that word to a Pico, and over the last week took out their long time to crochet a Pico. So there's 6 images. Marzipan, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate it. 6 images. Really cute. I kind of want one, but I wouldn't know what I would do with one. But yeah, what do people think? Oh, the helmet comes off. That's adorable.
I think it's great. I think it's incredible.
Yeah. I put it on my desk and just, pet it every time I walk by.
Oh, it'd be really cool if you squeezed it and it made the same sound that the one in the game does.
Yeah, someone said, Bluesy said, if CIG offered this, they would make a killing. They would make a killing if CIG offered this. Hang that from the car. Yeah, I could do that. Exactly. Monster, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Thank you for the bit. Yeah, that is the
Fastcart,
MVP.
you can put it on your card. You can put it on your card, man.
Yeah. And this is from Duria89. So congrats on the MVP. Well deserved. Good job. Up next, we have the System 7 race. This is from CIG's official account. This weekend, get ready to watch racers try for the fastest time to the finish line across the vast open tundra of Microtech and the first of 7 races from the System 7 series by Atmo Esports. Saturday, March 30th at 7 p.m. UTC. That'll be 4 p.m. No, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and if you're a person that's kind of morbid that just likes to watch wrecks and crashes and explosions, the Racing Gravlev.
Yeah, but what you can do is watch those voices on one tab and watch the race on a different tab. So yeah. That was in there. All right, so up next we have the Galactapedia update from March 2024. A whole bunch of stuff is added. Anyone have a chance to look at these? Anything stood out to them?
Yeah,
I got a batting protector right there.
I was gonna say, for you, Fastcart, I was, looking at this and wondering if you looked at it because there's Banu Protectorate stuff in it.
I was putting together the show, and I was inviting Graham, and I didn't have a chance to go to this. So this is my first time. I skimmed through it, but I didn't really good look at it. But yeah, the Banu Protectorate. Oh, that's a lot.
Aren't you gonna be hanging out in the Banu Protectorate?
I'll look at it later.
What I'm saying, like, isn't that gonna be kind of like where you hang in the verse?
No, I'll be on Terra. Terra in my system. I mean, I'll visit. Now visit. How about you, Pops?
I'll be with you. So we will be doing
Are you sure you want to do that, Pop? Because I'll be getting in trouble. Are you sure you want to do that? It'll be like CitizenCon all over again.
I might have to throw you under the bus a couple of times. But,
Hey, Pop, that's a building.
All right. Okay.
So some of the other articles talk about the Hybrid system. Talk about the Tomb, the Bombed Out Wasteland, the Caliban system. And the rest is about the Caliban. Creon is a nice prosperous planet, the late ruin. Let me check that out real quick. Creon, is that how you pronounce it? Creon.
I would pronounce it Creon, but it's like they always say, tomato.
Or Horizon.
Yeah.
Is it a hard C or does it sound like an S? Freon?
I would say it's a hard C. Just going by English language, it looks like it would be like a hard C. But
how hard, Jade? How hard?
Not as hard as the R's that I don't use.
Okay. Thank you. So yes, Creon 2 Creon or Caliban 2 is the second planet from the Sun, Caliban system, and Vandal territory. Oh, this is all Vandal territory. Okay. So they're updating their Vandal stuff these days. That's nice. Oh yeah. And then we have the Spectrum article talking about everything similar. There was no extra dev post, so there's no additional notes about that. But yeah, that is the Galactapedia update from March 26, 2024. Okay, you got the playtest in there. Starts at the Alpha 323 EPTU patch notes. Oh man, this is Anyone have highlights of this? 'Cause this is a long post. I'm just gonna scroll. Anyone have highlights from this?
Wow. I mean,
Uh huh.
is there anything that you are interested in from this? Would be the question.
I didn't get a chance to look at it because, like I said, I put it together the show, so I
Yeah.
didn't even skim through this.
One of the
relying
questions
on
I
y'all.
have, Jade,
Mm-hmm.
is the new pieces of UI,
Mm-hmm.
be it visor, lens, a kiosk, a terminal, how integrated does it feel to you? You know, what we've heard from CIG devs is, you know, it's going to feel more useful, more integrated, more natural. How does that feel? How with the stuff that you're seeing, how does it feel to you?
I like it. It's got a visual flow to it. The UI itself feels snappier than what we have in live.
Mm,
And I mean, that could, that could be a number of things, but I really think the building blocks overhaul of the Moby Glass itself has a lot to do with that. The other thing, that's not mentioned in here, but they've talked about it previously, is that because it's building blocks, there's so much more they can do in the future with it. I mean, there's already a
right.
lot that it's done, and there's things on the Moby Glass that have an arrow that you can click and it'll take you to something else. And there's things where there's nothing there yet. And I say yet because I assume at some point there will be. One of one of the concerns I had from CitizenCon was when they showed, and this is most people won't even care about this, right? But when they showed the home screen of the Moby Glass, instead of it giving you the atmospheric composition, it would just say safe, right? And in the new Moby Glass, there's like this arrow, which looks like it would take you to an environmental screen where you could like get more information on the environment you're in. And as an explorer, that's great. I hope they do that. But yeah, I feel it's a lot more snappy. The visual flow is good. I like that the Moby Glass has gone back to looking like what it's supposed to be, where it's a holographic projection and not just a menu screen, like it is in
Right.
live. It's more
Right.
diegetic. And I feel that's what Star Citizen excels at.
Yeah. And the other question, real quick, if I fast card, I know you're moving it along, but real quick, EVA 2, the second version of EVA. Did you see anything in it that made you think, this might prevent them integrating the vertical positioning of the first EVA that we had and this current EVA?
The answer is no. There's nothing that I experienced from it that would prevent that. It's just going to be whether they prioritize it or not.
Right.
So
Okay.
I know that, for people that they know that I've been pretty negative about the new EVA, the way it looks.
Hello.
Hello? Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
What I'm
you
not
done?
negative
Yeah,
about is how, yeah, I cut out. What I'm not negative about
Okay.
is how it works.
Mhm.
It's better than the current EVA system and how it works. And I do hope
Okay.
that at some point they prioritize the choice of whether you want to go Superman head first or upright.
You gave me a scare there, Jade. I thought my internet something went out. You gave me a scare.
I'm sorry. That was my headset, not your internet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'm still disappointed that they're calling it EVA T2 and they didn't rename it to Judgment Day or the Electric Boogaloo. But there's still hope. There's still time for them to do that. Make it so, CIG.
Oh God, you stole that joke.
I didn't steal it. I'm reusing a joke. I made it. I made it.
Okay.
I made it a while ago when it first came out. EVA T2 Judgment Day. Electric Boogaloo.
Okay.
I'm all about reusing jokes. That's the key. That's the key to comedy repetition. Anyway, moving on. I can just imagine people shaking their heads and face palming at me right now. That's what I'm imagining. Gratitude and momentum.
One more quick thing. Star map. Star
Oh,
map,
Star
star map,
Map.
star map, all day long. And that was the other thing, right? You can zoom out from the room you're in or like a ship to the whole system, just like they showed us at CitizenCon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, I saw that some content creators were unhappy with it, but you were happy with it. That's great.
It's interesting because, and this is this is a whole other debate about content creators and Evocati. I mean, I'm a content creator, but I was in
Right.
Evocati before I was a content creator, right? And so, like, if you're just looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, this is what its final look is going to be and its final functionality is going to be, I could see where they're coming from. But as an Evocati, this literally was our first fully featured patch. And, it's not going to be what it's going to be at this early stage. Like, that's why we're testing. That's why we're providing feedback. And I'd hope those content creators would also test and also provide feedback.
Jade,
right.
I was gonna move on, but because you two decided to stay on the topic a little bit more, I'm gonna ask this question.
Sure.
When do you think it'll hit live, Jade?
Oh no, you're not gonna put me on the spot again. Okay, you know what? This one I'm more confident in. Probably way more confident than I was with 3.18 and 3.19. I'm gonna say it's gonna hit live before Invictus.
Before the last week in May. So we got a couple of months. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be live before Invictus. And if I were going to be super optimistic, I would say that it might be live before the end of April.
By the end of April. Okay, so 1 month.
I'm being super optimistic. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. All right.
Get a shotgun. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So yeah, after that we had Gratitude and Momentum, the first static server messaging test. This is from Bolt CIG. Hey everyone. The team wanted to give a huge shout out to all Wave 1, 2, and Evocati testers for diving into the first ever static server messaging technical preview. It's been fantastic seeing you all engaged in static mess for the very first time. Your involvement has been invaluable. Not only have we been able to see this mess in action with many players, but your testing, guiding person, and bug spotting has been incredibly insightful. Sorry about that. It's been awesome watching you all experiment and explore, discover server boundaries, and okay, we made this easy to find, and play around to see how the mess would affect your gameplay, even when things didn't quite go as planned. Massive thanks to all who joined in. We know it's not always easy, especially with the instability and server hiccup. Every server crash recovery and every transition from one server to another and every play session provided us with the data we need to stabilize, mature, and improve the system. As we gear up for larger game charge, our priority is not just scaling up, but also ensuring greater stability and adjusting game features to properly support the mesh and authority transition, quantum missions, etc. We will need your help regularly in the coming weeks as we test fixes and even more mesh configuration. We've got our work cut out for us, both in tech side and shaping the game itself, and thus itself and to truly leverage the mesh. But with your ongoing support and optimism, I've got no doubt we will achieve. Thank you for your time, your passion for spelling forward onward. 07 Bolt. But all right. Thought that was nice.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that everybody's moving from a place of gratitude and thankfulness.
Yeah. And just so people know, Bolt is Benoit from
Benoit,
yeah, from in Montreal. And what I loved about those tests was, even go back to like the early ones, is that everybody's excited. It seems like people at CIG are excited. You can feel the excitement in Benoit's message here, I guess it's like one thing to see it all working internally and with their QA on their internal setup, and then seeing it deploy to all of us crazy people and seeing what we do with it. It's a totally different thing, and it probably it's probably very rewarding for them to see.
Real quick, what number did it get up to? Last I heard was 330-ish.
Oh, in what test?
And whatever test that they're testing, see how many people can get into one server.
I
When it over
gotta be
800?
careful here because I don't know what I can say and can't.
Oh, you don't
Like
know
I
what you
know,
can?
I know I
Okay.
can say. Well, wait. I can say what has already been said is that we broke all the previous records.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can comfortably say that.
I can tell
Okay.
you, Fastcart, that I think I saw much more than 330.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not
That's what
wrong.
I'm looking for. That's
There
what
was
I'm
more.
looking
There
for.
was more than 330, but
Okay.
I
like
saw somebody
as far
put out there on the internet said
It was
800.
over
I'll
800.
say the number because I'm not in either. So
yeah, you can say
Yeah,
anything
people
you
in
want.
chat are saying 800.
You can say anything.
Yeah, people in chat are saying
I think they had an
800.
800 person server. I'm not sure they got to 800, but they had an 800 person server, so they may have. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're working toward 1,000. Hopefully we get 1,000 before. Well, I'm not gonna say anything, but hopefully we'll get 1,000 before we know it. Put it that way. All right. So up next we have this is talk about a wormhole particularly integral. Sorry, a wormhole particularly intergalactic. We covered this last week, but there was another post from between now and then. So I wanted to get the update post. I'll say it again: a wormhole particularly intergalactic. And Dave Haddock responded last week, saying, which is still on the screen, but then they responded again. This is from yesterday. A body. Well, let me get the original question. What if the other played? That's fine. In a distant. Talking about wormholes. I think. Oh, the physicalized gate is what they're talking about. So, hi, bought is here. Thanks for the write up and the support and love for the jump gate. In the super early days, he was always seeing these gates in Cowboy Bebop as a traversal method. So people are familiar with Cowboy Bebop. They have a physicalized gate people go through and transverse between points in the universe. But he continues saying, we'll have to see how the jump points work in SITU, I think. But having some kind of structure to aid in scanning or defense or even just alignment, something to introduce in the early time capsule to make them trickier to find, would certainly be feasible from a lore perspective. So, yeah, I mean, it seems like they're going away from physicalized or, gate and just having the wormhole just show up as it is. But, there seems to be some
They-
back and forth about that.
They were never gates in the first place. They were naturally occurring jump points. And I totally support them taking away the big ring structures. Like, I don't know. I always saw them as wormholes, which is what they literally are in lore. And I know people want to bring in stuff from other sci-fi and other games like Eve. But this is Star Citizen, right? And I want them to forge their own path, have their own lore, and I want them to respect their own lore. I don't want them throwing something in just because people say rule of cool. I want them to have a reason to be in and to have something like a wormhole that you can enter from multiple angles. It doesn't make sense to put a flat gate in front of it, right?
Well, they had in 2017 at CitizenCon, they had
I
a
know.
gate, a physical thing. But yeah,
Yep. And in 2021, Dave Haddock explained exactly why they don't have them anymore. And it's
right.
because people think that they're gates. When you put them in front of a wormhole, people think it's a gate and you have to pass through the gate. And the gate is what activates the wormhole, not your ship's jump drive. So if you've gone through all this gameplay development and lore development, why throw that out when all you have to do is get rid of a 3D asset? So I'm good with this.
All right, I'm okay either or. I do like the idea of having a physical gate thing to make it highlight it, make it easier to find or whatnot. But I'm just used to it because I've seen it in other sci-fi, so I'm okay either way.
It isn't internally consistent. Nick Croshaw wouldn't have seen a big structure to go through to leave
Yeah,
the solar system.
yeah, they can say that it helps stabilize it so that it doesn't fly away or move and whatnot. That's what they could do. But
Yeah, but it
yeah,
doesn't
either
solve the
or.
problem of players thinking that that structure creates the wormhole.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It looks like they're leaning toward not having it than having it, but we'll see how that goes.
Please stick to your guns, David, Haddock, and CIG.
Up next we have a question about server meshing and AI. Hold on, let me get that. Yeah, server meshing and AI. Jade, you're here.
Yeah,
You have this thread up. Can you read that for me?
I sure can. One moment, please.
Well, this is about basically addressing this server meshing and AI basically, and
Right.
how fast the AI is.
Right. So Zach Priest from CIG. You want me to read the first one or the second one?
You
second
take the first one.
All right. The higher the frame rate, the better the AI. It was nice seeing the clips on Twitch of them fighting at a higher frame rate, meaning they were very responsive. As we brought the Squadron 42 AI over and made them work in multiplayer, we're improving them patch to patch. So it's obviously a single player environment is very different from multiplayer, and how we handle the AI behaving and the logic involved does need to change. So not so much to do with maturity, but just iteration as they're working in a different context. There are some things we need to turn on, like NPC reviving each other, them using ammo properly, and other such behaviors we need to validate before flipping the switch. But this is our intention to get these things turned on. That's good to know. But yes, higher frame rate means improved AI responsiveness. With CitizenCon, the combat demo we showed, there was no specific alterations involved. That's how the AI behave at a higher frame rate. I was the one who was recording it, so I know. In general, the AI imperfection conditions are very focused on closing in on you at the minute, but we can control this gameplay faction to faction via traits. Ninetales may be far more aggressive, but more more professional PMC will play a lot slower. But a lot of the PU's NPCs aren't set up with traits with specific crafted combat encounters, like in the demo we showed and the playable one in Pyra. We're making distribution centers using traits and specific archetypes, which are maintained by combat designers such as myself. So people will be using a larger variety of weapons. So you can expect slower, more tactical NPCs in these areas, as there is a lot of private trained security.
And that was a lot of words, but I want to give people thoughts, but before that, I just want to go to another couple of Jack Priest posts before we do. So Center said that for information, getting Instagram is an indicator of good AI. Jack Priest responded, they have some typically FPS safeguards to stop Instagramming, but in general, they're tuned to not completely shred you. Accuracy typically stays around 40%. So if it takes 10 people ability to kill you, they need above 20 shots at you to land at you. But we obviously want them to be a bit more hardcore compared to contemporary shooters, so being out of position will be punished as it will be in PvP. We always balance around an ideal environment. And then they have one more post from Jack Beast, another long one. I'm going to try to take this highlight. The question is from Fran. Do you think typically the things that we see typically in other shooters considered too artificial for Star Citizen vision? They gave some examples like X amount of AI can engage at once, reducing accuracy damage when the player gets slow, or shouting of what they are going to do. So that they want to see that from other games brought into SC or that against SC's vision. That we responded, shooting tokens are the norm. We have shooting tokens that are limited per target, so only where a certain amount can shoot you at once. It means that we have larger encounters that can be completed by a group, They're impossible if you're solo. I'm going to fast forward and go to the next paragraph. You have some metrics like mercy timers on a large cooldown and mostly for battle protection, and a certain amount of free time when peeking out of cover, to not make them feel robotic. It's set up so it's not as feasible and allow NPCs to hold sight lines with more hardcore tuning. We do something that are uncommon, though. For example, letting them hear your footsteps in combat to know where you are. And I'm going to skip ahead and go the next one to say, from experience, the way it's tuned always feels fair in high frame servers, meaning you get the challenge and experience and expect growth, not feeling that the game has BS you. So yeah, that's a lot of words, but anyone have any thoughts about FPS gameplay or what the FPS or what their vision of Star Citizen FPS will be?
Yeah, I just kind of hope that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Kat. I just kind of hope that the AI is not like in some games, where they can snap to you. Like if they're facing, they can just instantly swing around 180, pop somebody else at 90 degrees from there, and just where one NPC can take down 5 or 6 people. I hope they really balance it and get it correct and make that feel fair on both sides. And I hope they take feedback from players and things to get it correctly balanced.
Thank you for that, Cap.
Yeah, I feel like I recall during Siege of Orison play in live builds that we saw when the AI was running well with good server FPS, we saw AI go to other downed compatriots and take their ammo and revive them. Am I crazy? We already saw that in game.
You're not crazy.
Okay, so when he says we want to
Yeah.
turn that on, I think he means we want to turn it back on or turn it consistently on.
Because we did see it when they first added the Squadron 42 AI.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in game and thinking that was cool. Like we came around a corner or came off an elevator and saw an enemy NPC bent down getting ammo from another downed NPC, and we were wondering for a second, is that a person? And we realized they were about to shoot us. No, that was AI. So that feature has been on already and does look good and is strategically and tactically interesting on the FPS. And my hope is that they're getting more consistent server rates that allow them to keep that feature on.
All right. Anyone else? Moving on then. Next topic, next thread. From Spectrum. Why does it take so many bullets to kill things? Who find this enjoyable? That's basically the premise of the question. Jack Priest responded, 223 will have a variety of FPS tweaks that should help address this. Should address your concern. The notes will be in next Evo build if all goes to plan. The time to kill itself isn't changing, but a lot of things surrounding it are. Expect to see high regular fixes from decent improvement, bullet blocking on items and backpacks removed. They'll eat a lot of your shot. Recoil bug fixes, adjusted recoil profile to smooth them in a bit. Optics that now have a projected reticle to more accurately show where the barrel is. Mag size adjustment, okay, and damage profile adjustment to better deal with the range. So expect those coming up. Any thoughts? Oh, okay. I'll just go on because there's like 2 or 3 of these that are related. 9-second death animations are a problem. Not hit registration. That's basically the premise of the comment. I'm gonna scroll down to get to the CID post. Jack Piece says, this is something we have been looking at recently, funny enough. and hopefully we'll be able to share some updates with you soon. So they want to share some updates and they're looking into it. 9-second animations are the problem. So yeah, they're looking into that. This is another of the three FPS posts. This is from Julali saying, please, for the love of Chris Roberts, we are begging you. Is there any way we can get a keybind added for carry weapon lowered in the 323 FPS keybind list? That's basically the premise, and it goes on to say why that would be a good idea. Jack B said, "Hey, they'll pass this on and see how much work it is. No promises, and give them a cross fingers."
I really hope they do, and they do this before we get Pyro in live, because it's going to be one of those things where, do you trust somebody in Pyro if their gun is raised at you? But you want to have
No,
your gun at the ready in case you need to use it, right?
Hey, I don't trust
right?
someone in real life if they're gonna raise at me. What are you talking about?
Right, exactly. One of the things we learned from the Pyro playtest was that, you have to be able to trust people, right? But if your first default action to get a gun out is you've pointed it, right? And you can't just easily hit a keybind and then lower it, then that's a
I
problem,
mean,
right?
Jade, you say that you have to trust people in Pyro. I'm going to disagree. You can just go. People will be in fact murder hobos. They won't trust
And
anybody. But yeah,
there will be some people that are murder hobos and they won't last very long in Pyro. They just won't.
Listen,
The
I'm
community
gonna
will
say
take
this.
care of them.
The
Yeah.
problem is that y'all are talking about carrying around a gun. Y'all should be carrying around a grenade launcher.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Overkill for the win. I love it.
I don't
No,
play.
it is a subtle difference, Jade. I think that makes a lot of sense. There's a subtlety to seeing someone and you see that the weapon's out, but it's lowered versus it's pointed. Right?
Yeah.
When it's pointed, the conversation's kind of over, right?
Yeah. I think, the vast majority that haven't played in Pyro, this is probably not a big issue for them. But I guarantee you, once we get Pyro in the game, there's gonna be so many people complaining, why did that person shoot me first? And I had my gun, but I wasn't trying to shoot them. And yeah, just give us a carry lower keybind, CIG, and that'll help, I think.
I'm looking forward. Hoping someone will put this in Team of Cinema. I want to hear someone ask, who bought a gun to a grenade launcher fight? Someone will make that happen, please. Please.
Go ahead, Netronics, if you're listening.
Next up, we have new evils have permission issues on ETF Spectrum and Chanting Forum. So this has hopefully been resolved, but as far as we know, it hasn't been. But I haven't looked in a couple of hours. But Galactapedia responded, this issue has been in Spectrum since Friday. They don't have a update, just a resolution, but as soon as we do, they'll let you know. So yeah, they
I
know
have an
that they.
update.
Oh, you do?
I
Go
got an
ahead.
update. They fixed it.
They did.
That's your
When?
update. It was fixed yesterday.
It was fixed yesterday. Okay, so I
It was
didn't see
fixed
an
yesterday.
update about that, but I guess it was in chat or something.
Um, I gotta be careful what I say, but people aren't having the issues that were.
Okay, all right. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah,
couple-
Floro, who's a friend of our show, he was having that issue. He was a new Evocati, and he said he's not having it anymore. Yeah.
Okay, cool. A couple of more before we get to the ISC. Bodie McBoatface. Who and why added Bodie McBoatface to the Color Second and the Ship Matrix? I'm going to expand it, and it says right there, Bodie McBoatface. I don't think that's the April Fool's. I'm finished. It looked like that was really in there for some reason. I'm going to scroll down and get to the post. So, the noticeman said they think that they left it just in. I'm sorry. They think they left it in just to check if people are actually reading it. And Freya from CIG said, I can neither confirm nor deny. So I thought that was amusing. But I think it's no longer there now. So yeah, they fixed that. Removed that, put it that way.
You know why
And
it was
then,
there, right?
No.
Because of it winning the ship showdown. It was a very Bodie McBoatface moment.
Oh, so it's been there since then?
Yeah, that's been there that long. They haven't changed it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when it got added.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. This is from many different UIs in Star Citizen. They have a question regarding the UI. Galactapedia responded. As others had mentioned, this week's Inside Star Citizen is going to get in touch on this. So, speaking of Inside Star Citizen, here we go. This is called Inside Star Citizen Vision Revision. It's 10 minutes long, so let's get to it.
As Alpha 323 continues its journey towards what's shaping up to be one of the biggest and most impactful patches of Star Citizen yet, we continue discussing the various aspects and features contained within. And this week, we're going back to Team Kian with a quick look at the updated lens and visor, loot screens, and new shopping interface.
Be sure to explore all new that it has to offer, whether it's the latest in cutting-edge technology.
What's the difference between the lens and the visor?
It's down to whether you're wearing the helmets or not.
The visor is essentially your HUD projected onto the helmet. So it's shown on the visor in front of your face. When you take the helmet off, you're wearing a contact lens in lore, and that shows your HUD as well.
Of course, in a video game, you're going to need all that HUD information.
You get information about your active status, your weapons, what you're holding, notifications, your missions, your comms, your chatting, everything like that is part of the visor and lens.
But we don't want to do it in just, it's magically there, right? You get the lens, it's right there. You have all the information projected on your eye immediately. And the second you put a helmet on, you will get the visor experience. It's making the UI diegetic.
The big upgrade in 323 isn't so much new information, but it's a new dynamic system for showing and hiding widgets based on your current situation.
So all the basic information that you would see, like you need to know your health status. So you have all of these widgets telling you, okay, you're dying from this thing, you have no oxygen. It's warning you of all the different hazards that you can meet out there.
We've got regions all over the lens, and we can specify which widgets we show in them. For example, down the bottom right, we've got the weapons, we've got the control hints, and we've got low priority notifications, which can take up a lot of real estate. If something else shows on screen that would overlap one of those, one of the lowest priority ones will dynamically turn off, and it'll all fit nicely onto screen again. Previously, all notifications were shown in the center of the screen, which could get a bit busy. We've now introduced the concept of low priority notifications, which anything that's not super important to you will show in a box down in the bottom right of the screen instead of being loud and in your face.
The UI for the missions and objectives, again, that's all been updated.
The notification should animate over to the right-hand side of the screen where we've got our new objective UI. This presents essentially all the same information as the old objective UI, but in a much nicer package. We've also reworked the weapon UI, so you see a more detailed description of the weapon that you have. And this new visor and lens has been adapted to incorporate the new minimap. Another aspect of our dynamic widget system is that we can turn off specific widgets depending on what you're looking at. So if you've got your mobi-glass open, it can hide a lot of the widgets, maybe except for the notifications. If you're looking at a kiosk, maybe we just want to show the control hints on the right-hand side and everything else can be easily hidden.
So with the visor, we can now customize the content that you see depending on the helmet you're wearing.
And what this new dynamic region gives us beyond 323 will be allowing artists to style things based on different visors and different missions and different purposes.
The code for the different styles of manufacturers, etc., is in now.
You can see the potential of having different visors for different helmets for these different roles.
The next thing is to get the artists onto the job, really.
In 3.23, the only specialized visor is going to be the combat visor that comes with the dynamic crosshair. But you can expect us to continue iterating on these visors in future patches.
So the loot screen builds on a lot of work that we've done in the personal inventory over the past few years.
It's a new UI giving the player the possibility to just pick up stuff on the go.
The existing personal inventory can be a bit cumbersome when trying to pick up ammo in a firefighter and things like that. So the new loot screen aims to address those issues.
Now when the player goes over to a body or a box, it can quickly press F and this will bring up the new loot screen. This menu is a simplified version of the player's loadout and the entity they're looting. You'll see the looted entity items on the top and the players on the bottom.
You can easily swap between both and equip things from what you're looting by just clicking or clicking and dragging.
This screen is a more simplified version of the inventory, is to make the experience for the player to be quicker.
We also now have a separate section for armor, which wasn't a consideration for Squadron 42. You'll just click a button and it'll take you to a new page and you can swap your armor with who you're looting and see everything that they had equipped. We also have some contextual actions in the loot screen. If you are looking for ammo for a specific weapon, you can hover over that weapon and it will show you any magazines or attachments that will fit that weapon. You can then quickly loot those or attach the weapon attachments using that menu.
So when the player hovers a specific item, this will appear a tooltip that will tell you the available actions, and that will include, for example, a single click to equip, a shift left click to store it.
We've also added a button to the loot screen to swap between that and the existing personal inventory view.
The inventory will stay, it's not going anywhere, and is more for your management. So what you're seeing here is still, the visuals are still for Squadron. We are planning to do a PU version, and that will come for this release.
And our team's last big addition to 3.23 is an updated shopping experience. So today, when you're looking to buy an item, you look at that item and you see a flat piece of UI on the left-hand side of the screen. You then need to interact with this item, and if the price is high enough, it will take you to a confirmation screen in the Mobiglass that shows you more information where you can confirm if you want to proceed with the transaction. With the new Mobiglass being introduced, we took this as an opportunity to remove the old confirmation screen and update some of the UI around the shopping experience.
We really wanted to sell the idea of the AR lens actually putting things out in the world.
You will see the overlay around the item with basic information. You will see the price of the item and your balance.
We're no longer going to be directly interacting with the item to purchase it. We'll now have hotkeys that will be displayed on the card. You need to press these hotkeys for a certain amount of time in order to complete the transaction.
The process will happen in the background, and then you will get a notification if it was successful.
So you can see now, in world, you have this interface with the information you need to see, okay, do I want to buy this thing? You just interact with it, buy the thing, and you're done.
The default key for buying will be B for buying, but if you don't like it, you can go to settings and then change the key binding, like any other bindings in our game.
The same will be true for renting if it is a vehicle or something that can be rented. We also have the concept of quick buy currently, which just allows you to grab the item immediately.
So the main reason that we made this change is because with the new visor, we have redesigned some of the apps that you have, like shown on the visor and shown on the Mobiglass.
We had the choice to either port the existing confirmation screen over directly as it is with all of its information, or update the experience to something more fitting with our game now.
Obviously, we still have the shopping terminals, so if you want to buy things in bulk, that's probably where you go. But when you're just picking that one thing up quickly, like that. So for anyone playing Star Citizen, 3.23 is going to mean a new visor and HUD experience that's just going to look way better than before. It's going to feel more diegetic.
It's been about polishing and improving and iterating on what we've already got in the universe.
It's going to have the new looting system, which is going to make the flow so much quicker for you, as well as the new shopping system looking nicer, being faster.
We're hoping to provide a better experience to all the players so they have a more enjoyable experience with the game. And I'm really proud of the work that everyone on this team has been doing.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that the updated visor system will unlock artists to explore different interface stylings and designers to create more function-driven apps for the different manufacturers and purposes of helmets. That the new Squadron 42 looting screens being adapted to the multitude of uses exclusive to the persistent universe. And how the new shopping interface aims to make finding and buying that item or vehicle in-game easier and more intuitive than ever before. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the process of game development with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
Look at this stupid meme. Every time I do it makes it seem like my hiring was so bad, and all I did was make Chris Roberts mad. And this is why I screwed up. This next line just rhymes up with up. I'm sorry, everybody.
All I gotta say was that was an epic ending. And we're back.
Fastcart, I will say this: your jokes are better than his singing.
That song was so bad that I sent him.
I appreciate it. You
I
hear that,
sent him
Chris?
back. I sent Jared back 8 versions of that song. I took those down as lyrics, and I sent him back 8 versions of that song to make him listen to
really?
something the way we had to.
You got to send me that link later, or when you can, because I probably want to watch that. Oh my goodness! So that was an epic ending. Thanks for that, Jared, and thanks for the meme, and everyone who submitted and got tweeted. Congratulations. So yes, what do you think of the ISC? Anyone want to start?
Okay, yeah, I'll jump in. Can you jump back to the part where Jared was singing and? No. I don't want you to play the video. I don't want you to play the sound.
You just want to see. You want to see some of these.
I want to. Yeah, there was something in there, and I know. Okay, I'm get ready to pause. Fastcart, get ready to pause. Okay, keep going, and I would say not the 3.0. Right there. OMG! Did you wait a minute? Go back to where he had the go back one picture. I'm sorry.
Creature?
The creature.
Oh, the creature. Oh, that's an old meme. That's an old meme.
Yeah, can you go back to that?
Yeah, I'm going back.
I'm sorry.
I'm going. Yeah, no problem. This one.
I'm silly. I don't have the. Okay, yeah. Do y'all realize what that is?
Yes.
Isn't that from Half-Life?
It's a crotch spider.
That's a crotch spider.
Crotch spider. Okay.
The story behind this one was they were working on one of the SCLs, or it might have been around. No, it was definitely SCL, Star Citizen Live, and they were having the developer come on and demonstrating how they would put together a character and how their workflow goes, right? So they're working on a person, and they're working on a spider. And then someone had a great idea of saying, so how big is this spider in relation to a person is? But in order to do that, they had to, put them on the same screen. But when they did that, they occupied the 0-0 coordinate. And that's where the 0-0 coordinate was for that those two characters. So that's where the cross spider came to be, and later on, it became the cross dog. Because it did the same thing cross dog.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the cross spider comes from. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I can find you the link later, but yeah.
It was it was reverse the verse back then before it was ISC.
Reverse the verse back then. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so wait, I gotta read this. Danger Hubble says he wants to sing off with FC. Hey, I'll do it, and we can do a charity. Do it for charity too.
Don't encourage him, please.
Yes, encourage me. Yes, give me more. They love me. They really love me. Anyway, I'll continue on. Yeah, so did that satisfy your curiosity, Fist?
Yeah, I was just like, what? I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. My eyes was playing tricks on me for a minute. I
No.
was like, wait, I know that's not what I think it is.
No, but it's not what you
You
thought
know.
it was. That's what it was. Just cross spider.
Gotcha.
All right. So, anyone else? No? No thought?
No, okay, okay.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so being that I'm testing some of these, the one thing I didn't get a chance to test yet was the looting, and that looks really good. So I'm looking forward to testing that. But everything else they showed there, it's an upgrade, right? So it's all an upgrade over the current experience, and I can't wait till it's live so everybody can see just how much of an upgrade. I mean, it looks like little stuff, but it's really big because we do this stuff all the time in game. So these improvements, I think a lot of people are going to appreciate.
Hey, Jay, how big is it?
Oh
Huh?
God.
Oh,
How big
well,
is it?
I'm not going to fall for that again.
You keep throwing these trigger words. You learn.
Oh, trigger words because you're using them as trigger.
Exactly.
So, is shoplifting confirmed 323?
It depends on how dark your character is in the game.
Don't do that.
Ooh.
Okay, I gotta do it now.
Anyway, go ahead.
Hard to sit down together.
That was
the
a joke.
doghouse.
That was
Come
a
on,
joke.
man.
No.
But
Well, the only reason why we
to answer the question, no, you can't just take something off the shelf yet. I'm only saying that I'm saying yet because who knows what the future holds, right?
The only well, I'm asking about when we saw it. I'm asking about the shoplifting or snatch and grab, whatever they call it now. It's because I got a crime stat for stealing, and I just was wondering if that was something that's futurely going to be in the game.
I'm gonna say yes, but I can't say why because because I've heard things that I can't talk about. So, and then this has nothing to do with Evocati or NDA, but yeah, in the future, I wouldn't be shocked if you could walk in some place and take something, and then get caught, but I don't know where their plans for that are until it's like on the roadmap. I don't want to say anything.
See, that's gonna be tempting for me because you know that not New Deal. What's the name of that Griffin like to call it the Apple Store in New Babbage.
Oh, yeah, it's the factory line.
The factory line. That store right there is tempting as hell for me. Electronics, yeah. Can you imagine someone walking out with a big screen TV? Trying to speak out with a big screen TV. Only when the server first comes up, or when the maintenance coming up or something. Yeah, that'll be the perfect time.
They try to steal one of those SIM pods.
What were you gonna say, Pops?
My question is that how could you steal from a store? Because when you look at it, you have to actually purchase it first to pick it up. So I guess they would have to change that around where you could, I guess, pick it up.
There was a bug once where you could tractor beams. You know how you could operate tractor beams in Armistice? There's a bug where you could tractor beam stuff off the shelf. Like it was on display. Yeah.
Mm.
So that would be one way if they want to enable it. That would be one way you could steal something.
Two things that stood out to me on the ISC were one, there was a point where the team talked about having the option to just bring a legacy feature framework over or to redo it. And so it sounds like they were given the option and they took the option to redo it. And I'm glad that they did that, to take another cut at it. And that informs the second point, which is earlier, Jade used the word diegetic, and they used it a couple times here.
Couple times, yeah.
You know, the idea that stuff in the game should present to us as natural from in the game, right? And not take us out of that. And the more natural it can do that, and the more that it springs from in-game sources, the better I think a universe sim it can be. So I was happy to hear that was one of the framework touchstones that was on their mind as they developed these things.
Now, it's two things I'm happy to see. Is one, when you hover over the gun, you can see exactly what attachments you can add to that gun. I'm glad to really see that. And the I guess it's the visor part. I hope that they besides seeing things like radiation levels, if you're out doing some kind of mining someplace where there's radiation, things like that. I hope that they have maybe not in the visor, but I hope that we get what do you call it, like stock market,
like a Geiger
ticker.
Yeah,
financial data.
Yeah, like especially if you're doing shipping, and where you can actively see the prices, commodity prices.
Yeah. Welcome, you right at Smoke.
right.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Right.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, you right?
Hello.
What's happening, buddy?
You have anything to add about ISC?
Yeah. Like, I felt like this was the first time, like, really seeing a glimpse of what the merchant man is gonna be like with the shops and stuff. Like,
Oh yeah. Sure, that ties it into nicely to the beginning of the show, right? Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna have some security because y'all have been stealing from my merchman. Yeah, I can see it just now. Okay, I'm gonna have some security up in there. I can see
Are they
it.
gonna be NPCs?
We'll see.
Can the security steal from it though? Can security steal from it though?
Dang.
Or is that stealing?
That'll be like some what's it called? I can't think of it, but yeah. I can't think of the word. The movie with the Inception. That'll be some Inception stuff right there. I don't even think about that. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, you know we gonna be security on it. So
Okay.
I'm just saying, would it be considered stealing though?
I'll give you a discount, so you don't have to steal. How about that?
In loss prevention language, that's called shrinkage.
Yeah. Jade, would you have a request from Gloom Gun? Gloom Gun wants a duet between us. We have to work that out after the show.
Oh no. Oh, you know what? But wait, let's do it for a good cause, right? Like if it's a fundraiser. I'll
We
do
can
it.
do it for a good cause, or just to make it easy on ears, we can do a rap.
Mhm. We can do a rap. Yeah, we can do a
Yeah,
rap.
we can do
I
a
don't
rap.
know if that'll be easier on the ears. I don't know why you say that.
I mean, I don't know. I got bars. I'm not sure about Fastcart.
I do not have bars. I do not have bars.
There's one thing about this video I just want to mention before we go off it. Is when they go into when they showed a guy with all his arms are loaded with all this
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm gonna talk about that too. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go first. Right there, right?
No, I want you to go first.
I
Right
was
there.
gonna
Yeah.
say,
Freeze that frame.
this guy had a plan. This guy went in. Not only is he wearing what he bought, he's carrying what he bought on his arms and everything. I like the shopper that they have right there. That might be me. What are you gonna say, Jade?
So two things. One, I mean, I know that this is the gameplay capture team that make these, right? But I would love if we could pull things, off of a shelf once we buy it and carry it out like that. I just think it would be cool, like especially for people that make machinima and stuff, because like you can't really show the shopping experience.
Your inventory.
Right. I don't want people to be forced to carry stuff out like this, but it should be like an option. The other thing is, I have to mention it, is up to the right in the back, CIG. I see you. You keep teasing us with that dress. Molly bought it there. Now it's in this. Don't tease us. Put it in the store. Right? That's all I'm gonna say. Put it in the store, CIG.
Oh, that's a good catch.
On the right or the left?
It's on the left. It's over
That's
on
the
the
left.
Yeah,
On the far
where it
corner?
says Vision. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
they keep showing us this in videos, and they put it in the store here, and it's just like us on Star Citizen Ladies. Every time we on the Star Citizen Ladies Night Discord, every time we see this, we're like, they're teasing us again with that. Like, when are they gonna put it? When, CIG? Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know better than to ask CIG one question to CIG, but good luck with that, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have a whole inventory of clothes that they don't give us access to. Just
Oh, I know they
trickling it
do.
out.
It's like you go to New Babbage, and it's just a showcase of clothes you can't buy or wear.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't wear them. No, but you can wear them, but you have to abduct the NPCs and do this crazy thing with storing your ship and waiting for a new patch, and just put the clothes
That's your
in
way
a
in,
store.
Jade. You got to trap the mannequin so you can steal from the mannequin from the,
I
in
know,
the
but you
store.
saw me. I had to fly under New Babbage to break into the store and steal the NPCs from them. Like that's not intended gameplay.
No.
So
improvised but not intended. I get what you're saying.
Hey, I'm resourceful for fashion. I'll go to the ends of the universe for it.
And with that, I think we're in the show. Yeah, with that, I think we're in the show.
Oh, wait.
So what? Go ahead, real quick.
Was that a new armor set, like a Xenothreat armor set? Further in it, it was like black and red.
What timestamp?
I don't remember the timestamp.
Working at next time. All right, we're gonna wrap up. So yeah, that is Star Citizen. Inside Star Citizen, visiting, revisiting, talking about the new UI changes. So thank you for that. Up next, we have there is a show Saturday. So Soul Voices, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. That's the same time as the System 7 race. You can have Soul Voices on one tab or window, and have the System 7 race on a different window. Make sure you have the System 7 race muted so you can listen to Soul Voices, and you can participate and talk about what's going on in Star Citizen that week, or more of a one-on-one conversation. Griffin would like to take a topic from Reddit, from Spectrum, and something from the industry in general, or he may just go on his own idea. You never know, but it's always a good show. So that is Saturday, 3 p.m. And that is part of Podcast Saturday, starting with Soul Voices, going on with Captain Table at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then release station at 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, that's always a good time. And then
and tomorrow I'm DJing on the People's Radio.
Tomorrow you're DJing on the People's Radio.
2100 UTC, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, thank you for that. And that was on a couple of weeks ago. We gotta get Griffin back on. I miss his show.
Yeah. I really want another night mix. Yeah, and we gotta get Captain Serious Fun, right? Didn't you say you're gonna?
We gotta get everybody.
We gotta get everybody. The whole Soul team's gonna do me.
I owe you a whole playlist. That's true.
Yeah, thank you.
So I did mess up. There is a Soul Voice tomorrow Saturday. So let me get that corrected. So yeah, Soul Voice is coming back on Saturday. Sunday is let me see if I can get my voice right. Just Sip Delayed is Just Sip Denied. That was my Martin Luther King impersonation. I know, pretty bad. But yeah, Sunday, Just Sip Delayed, Just Sip Denied. We're covering We Cannot Wait to Be Delivered and Why. And I'm gonna try not to spend an hour or whatever on a certain ship. We'll see how we get there. And matter of fact, then everyone on the Soul team wants to participate. I think it's just me and Griffin right now, so I really want to talk about it. Let Griffin know. But that is Sunday. The new time is 7 p.m. Eastern. No longer 8 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. They're talking about the ship that we just can't wait to have an innovation. And with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Captain Serious Fun, Face to Face, Jade, thank you for being a co-host tonight. Popping Space, You Ride Smoke, Jaron, and a special thank you for Sergeant Grams for stopping by at the early part of our show to talk about his new video. You want to become a let me get the thing. A Soul Bro, Solstice, or Soulmate. Solstice and membership has the privilege. I've done this so many times. You think I did it, be able to do this without reading it? But no, click the join button below on YouTube. Full Citizens with S on the end everywhere on social media. If you want to support us, you can buy merchandise. Click the link down below, or join our Patreon. Click the link down below. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and follow depending on what platform you're on, and hit the notification bell so you know when we are going live. And with that, we're going to raid Becky on Blast. So make sure you send them our love. And this has been Soul Talk. Peace, love, and soul.